I would like to be a Hafiza and learn the
Oh,
whole
mashallah.
Quran, inshallah. We literally put the steps on how to pray on paper, and I would lay it next to me and then pray with it. I would say my dad inspired me the most because he converted 2 years before I converted to Islam. So I learned a lot from him.
The following is a conversation with Safiya Freekenhorst from the Netherlands, a social media creator who embraced Islam at a young age. Her journey began alongside her father, who was always in search of the truth about religion. Together, they discovered Islam, and Sophia recalls how incredible it felt to say her Shahada. In this interview, she shares how Islam brought peace to her life and what it means to live with faith from an early age.
I am from the Netherlands, Rotterdam to be exact. And the main religion here, I would say people are not very believing.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background before converting to Islam?
Of course. My background before Islam, I actually reverted at a very young age, so I was not very aware about a lot of religions at that time, and my parents didn't really teach me about any religion when I was younger. So I was very free.
How did you discover Islam for the first time?
I discovered Islam with my dad, actually. My dad was always searching for a religion and to find peace. And there was a man, subhanAllah, that found him on the street and he brought him in the mosque and was very welcome and it was very heartwarming. And at the time I was very young, but my dad obviously wanted for me to find peace as well. So he brought me to the mosque with him as well. And I got very welcomed there.
MashaAllah. So your father is also a convert?
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Oh, Alhamdulillah. I'm glad to hear that. Amazing. Um, what were some of the biggest factors that convinced you that Islam was the right path for you?
I obviously was very young, and when I tell people, they are very shocked, especially Dutch people, and they always think that I was forced to convert to Islam. But I always say, Alhamdulillah, I'm so glad that I reverted at such a young age because it's taught me a lot, and I found a lot of peace back then and now as well, Alhamdulillah.
What was it like saying the Shahada for the first time?
It was a very like magical experience, I would say. Obviously, I was young, but for what I can remember is that the moment that I always went to the mosque, it always felt like a second home to me. And the moment I took a shahada, I felt like I got a second family there.
Have there been moments where your faith was tested?
I would say yes, obviously. I think as people, we go through different phases in life. I'm currently 21 at the moment, so I am out of my teenage years, I would say, and I'm becoming a real woman right now. And I would say when I was a teenager, around I think 50 to 70, I struggled a lot, but it also teaches me a lot. Alhamdulillah.
Can you tell us with what specifically things did you struggle during that period?
At that age, it was very common for, I guess, ladies and other men of that age. It was very common to like not care about religion and just, I guess, enjoy life. So I wasn't doing things on a daily basis with Islam at that moment. And thinking about it, I also didn't felt good mentally. And at that time, it was very difficult for me, and I felt very far away from my religion. I do was wearing a hijab, alhamdulillah, and I always felt wrong doing the wrong things, but I still didn't felt enough motivation to do something with Islam until Ramadan came around. after 2 years, and subhanAllah, something just changed and Allah put it all together, and I was like, I can't do it like this anymore. I really want to pick up with my religion, and that was actually the moment that I got back with Islam, alhamdulillah.
How did you learn to pray, and was it difficult at first?
It was difficult for me at first to pray, because especially at that time, it wasn't very common to have YouTube videos of people praying or explaining about Islam. And I didn't have a lot of people around me at that time that could explain it to me. So the thing that I did, and my dad helped me with it, alhamdulillah, is we literally put the steps on how to pray on paper, and I would lay it next to me and then pray with it. And the same goes with the Quran. I would put Surah Al-Fatiha on a paper, and then I would read it from there. And as time got over, I learned it.
MashaAllah. Yeah, that's actually a very good idea.
Yes.
How has your faith in Islam impacted your daily life?
I would say it impacted a lot. I will also say it impacted a lot of people around me as well, because I always say that you have 5 daily prayers, and those prayers are there to ground you and keep you down to earth, because you can get so lost in this dunya, subhanallah, with all the things that are happening around us, all the things that are happening around at work, with family, whatever. And I feel like those prayers are there to keep peace in your life. And it also, Islam also teaches us to be a good person with good morals, have respect towards other people. And I feel like because I am practicing Islam in such a way that people also feel the peace that I get, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. That's truly nice to hear. What part of Islam do you connect with the most?
I would say, subhanAllah, that's a very deep question. I would say I feel most connected with Islam around Ramadan. And I think a lot of people feel different around Ramadan because it is such a different month, and I feel more connected with my iman, with the people around me, with Quran, obviously.
Are there any Muslim role models you have who have inspired you in your faith?
I would say my dad inspired me the most because he converted 2 years before I converted to Islam. So I learned a lot from him. And yeah, he teach me a lot as well. And still till this day, even though I am a grown woman, he is always there for me to answer my questions. And if I need any help, or if I don't feel like it's going good with my iman, I feel like I can always go to him and talk about it.
We are in the holy month of Ramadan. Tell us what you love the most about Ramadan.
Ramadan is such a different routine than normally, and I always try to put everything besides and just focus on Ramadan. And I feel like it feels so magical because it's so different. We have obviously people are connecting on a different level. I feel like because we're fasting, we're concentrating on the right things. And I feel like the night prayers as well, it makes you feel so much better. People are focusing more on Quran, and it just also makes me very happy to see that people in this month especially focus on their beliefs.
Do you feel fully accepted within the Muslim community?
At the moment, I do feel fully accepted, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, I'm glad to hear that. How can lifelong Muslims be more welcoming to converts?
I would say don't be too pushy and try to make contact with that person, like try to welcome them and say hi. Maybe have like a small talk, like a personal talk from, hi, where are you from? How are you doing? And just try to be nice, because I feel like a lot of people think that if you convert to Islam, it is received as such something big, and it can be very nerve-wracking then to go to the mosque again. So I would say try to be polite, have a talk, and don't bring more nervousness to that person.
Exactly, great advice. What should a new Muslim focus on first after converting?
I would say it's a lot of people around me think that it's about the big stuff and that they need to quit doing everything or need to be perfect before they can convert to Islam. But I think it's so much more simple than that. I feel like if you do it in small steps, it will be easier. And I would suggest to start with praying, obviously, because prayer is the most important thing. And from there, I would say to concentrate on other things.
Are there any specific Islamic goals you have for yourself?
Yes, I would like to be a Hafiza and learn the
Oh,
whole,
mashallah.
inshallah.
Inshallah, I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you that honor, sister. Sister Safiya, I want to thank you for being my guest, and it was truly a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for watching. If you or someone you know has a story of embracing Islam, we'd love to hear it. Your journey could inspire and uplift others. Feel free to reach out to share your story on this channel. Let's continue to celebrate the beauty of faith and the diversity of our experiences. Please share this video and don't forget to subscribe for more meaningful content. See you in the next one, inshallah.